Welcome back for my third attempt at a in the crate. Really more attempts than that, but just third publicly. So let's see if we can't go through this quickly. We'll start out with the putting pure, zero hard plastic. Throwing pure is an optoplastic, and just to get it out there I can get this out there about 300 dead straight. Just love that disc. This is the AVR 3. It's a throwing putter too. It's a luster, so it has a nice little feel to it. But it finishes more than my pure as a throwing putter, so that's in there. This is a a rat. It does not fly like its numbers say, but still very good throwing disc. For me, it doesn't finish on a 3 like it says it does. It finishes more like a 1, but it's still a good disc for a medium range placement. So it's in between the putter and the mid. That's what I use it for. I also have the rat. No, this isn't the rat. That's the rat. This is the gator. So this is a star gator. Very overstable, short distance forehand and placement. Not placement, but meat hook shots that you need to come diving into the pin and stick. This is my drone. It's another meat hook, but instead of sticking so much, it kind of, because of the bevel edge, it will flare. So different shots, similar flight, but different shot than the gator. This is my Big Z Buzz. This is my turnover disc. So if this is in my hand, more than likely I'm doing turnover, or I'm doing a really straight tunnel shot that I just need this particular flight for. This is my Atlas, which is the most understable mid that I have, meaning that if I put it on a hyzer, it's going to flip up and still go to the right. If I throw it flat, it's just going to go to the right. It takes a very long time for this to actually finish and flatten out. Most of the time it doesn't have enough air to do that. This is my MVP Vector. This is from the 2017 Circuit Challenge. I found this disc and the guy said to keep it, so that is what I've done. And you can see by the shape of it, it's warped and been hit by trees, left in the water, all types of things. So I love the flight of it. Can't replace it if I ever lose it. It is slightly understable versus what it says it should do. It is a little bit more understable than the number state because of how it was treated. This is my Tensor, which is another MVP disc. This is in proton plastic. No, neutron plastic, I'm sorry, neutron plastic. And the best description of this disc is that it is a longer harp, or a longer gator in my case. So it's still gonna have that finish, but I can just get it out there straighter for longer. This is one of my Rock 3s. This is the aqua green one, 167. So this is gonna stay straight for longer than any other Rock 3 that I have, and then slightly finish. As I say that, I can picture the hole that I throw it on. But anyway, this is my Star Rock from Hotlanta. 176 is the weight, and it does its numbers 5403. It does rock things all the time. TL3 is going to be my controlled fairway driver. Typically straight, slightly understable, but will finish on the line that you throw it on. This is a road runner. So either a roller or a replacement for a forehand shot, just depending on the line. Then I have my Thunderbird. It does Thunderbird things all the time. Except this is slightly understable because of how beat in it is, so it's probably like a -1 then 2. But that is one of the first discs I ever got, and it has been in my bag since then, and I have no reason to take it out. 2017 Sexton Firebird. Slightly beat in, so it's good for everything I needed, from thumbers to tomahawks to backhand, forehand. It's a very overstable and utility disc. Not to be confused with the Fireball. So the Fireball is from Axiom, MVP company. And it is a tad bit faster than my Firebird for me, but still just as much finish, if not more finish, probably from the profile, than the Sexton does. I do have another Firebird that finishes just as strong as this one, but this one I can actually get it out straight. It doesn't immediately want to start to hook up at all. Another Axiom disc I have is the Insanity. This is my control driver. So if it's a placement shot versus a distance shot, this is the one that's going to go out there. Nothing more to say about it. The inertia. The inertia is another control driver for me, but it more than likely is going to go out on a hyzer flip up and then go and finish, whereas the Axiom is, the Insanity is more of a just point and shoot. It's going to go to the right and then finish too, but not as hard as the Inertia does. I think both of those are 11-speed drivers, just as well as the Tesla is. The Tesla, to me, in my mind, is just a longer Thunderbird. It is slightly more understable. Excuse me. It is 11-speed, but it's still going to have the slightly understable but guaranteed finish, just like my Thunderbird does. Good for forehand and backhand. Don't think I've ever tried to thumb that disc. The Vanish, Axiom Vanish. Sometimes the disc does vanish, but other than that, it's a great disc. I think it's a -3.2 for the Glide and not Glide. For the Turn, it's a -3, and it does it very slowly and gently. So it's a very beautiful line that it does it on. Versus some of the other discs that have some of my other discs in my bag that have the same numbers but just turn slightly different than that one does. Call this one my heavy thrasher because I do have one that is lighter than this one. Very similar flight numbers to the Vanish. It's just understable to stable. Not very much a flip up disc, but it is one of my longer throwing discs. Definitely a distance driver. This is my Star Boss, aka the Long Destroyer. I use it primarily for forehands. That's why it's in the bag. There's other discs that have replaced its purpose for backhands, but occasionally this may get a backhand just depending on the line. This is the most hated disc in my bag, not by me, but by others, and that is a Blizzard Boss. I can just get this out further than any other disc that I have in the right conditions. If it's windy, I'm not trying it because I just don't trust it that much. But other than that, I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to rip it. Get 400 plus easy with a good rip on that on the right day. This is the Star Katana. A distance driver, -3.3, so it has a much longer turn than the others do, with a better, I always want to say finish, it's not finish, it's a fade at the end. So not quite like my other distance drivers. This one really does land on the line that it's initially thrown on, although it does a lot of movement to get there. But this is, again, a nice distance driver for me. This is the UI Open Glow Turn. So part of the reason I got the disc is because it's glow. It is 168 in weight. Does not fly like other turns that I've had, but I will attribute that to, not that I've had, that I've thrown, I would attribute that to it being the glow plastic. So slightly understable, but still is going to finish it. It's my longest distance driver that has the hardest finish. So it finishes just as hard as the Katana, but doesn't have quite the turn, high-speed turn. Oops, I need to hold on to that one. This is the Star Strike. So this is one of my go-to distance drivers when I have the air in the room, just to get it out there. Didn't realize I had so many distance drivers until I did this, but they're in my bag and they're used accordingly with the conditions. So that is the quickest that I've ever done in the bag, or should I say in the casual crate. And thank you for watching.